Hard ice cream. This is the traditional, densely packed style most people picture when they think of a classic scoop. It is made by churning cream, sugar, and flavorings before freezing the mixture solid, a process that limits the amount of air trapped inside. Originating centuries ago as refrigeration technology evolved in Europe and America, its low air content gives it a rich, heavy texture that holds up well in cones and sundaes. It matters because it serves as the foundational standard for the modern global dairy industry. Soft serve. Invented in the United States during the mid-20th century, this variety is famous for its light, fluffy texture and iconic swirled appearance. It relies on a special machine that continuously pumps air into the mixture while keeping it at a slightly warmer freezing temperature than standard varieties. Because it is never allowed to harden fully, it retains a smooth, fluid quality that must be drawn directly from a tap. This style popularized the concept of instant, on-the-go treats at roadside stands and fast food joints. Gelato. This is Italy's refined take on frozen dairy, boasting a heritage that stretches back to the Renaissance. It differs significantly from ordinary options because it uses a higher proportion of milk to cream, resulting in a much lower butterfat content. It is also churned at a much slower speed, which incorporates very little air and creates an incredibly dense, intense flavor profile. Typically served a few degrees warmer than standard varieties, it offers a silky mouthfeel that allows the core flavors to come through more vividly. Sorbet. This refreshing alternative contains absolutely no dairy, relying instead on a simple blend of fruit puree or juice, water, and sugar. Its roots can be traced back to ancient times when Middle Eastern and Roman rulers mixed mountain snow with honey and fruit syrups. The absence of fat means the natural acidity and brightness of the fruit flavor remain sharp and completely unmuted. Today, it serves as a crucial palate cleanser in fine dining and offers a naturally vibrant option for those avoiding milk products. Sherbet. Often confused with its dairy-free counterpart, this style occupies a distinct middle ground by incorporating just a small amount of milk or cream. United States federal regulations actually mandate that it must contain between 1 and 2% butterfat. It historically emerged as a commercial bridge for consumers wanting the fruitiness of a water ice, but with a slightly smoother, creamier texture. The result is a lighter, slightly pastel-colored treat that balances a creamy mouthfeel with a distinct, fruit-forward tang. Frozen custard. Born on the boardwalks of Coney Island in the early 1900s, this exceptionally rich variation owes its velvety texture to the mandatory addition of egg yolks. By law, it must contain a specific percentage of egg yolk solids, which alters the molecular structure to create an ultra-smooth consistency. It is traditionally made in a continuous freezer that minimizes air incorporation and is served fresh at a slightly warmer temperature to emphasize its dense, melt-in-the-mouth quality. It remains a deeply rooted comfort food tradition across the American Midwest. Rolled ice cream. Originating as a popular street food trend in Thailand before spreading globally, this style is defined entirely by its unique preparation method. Liquid base is poured onto an intensely chilled metal plate, often reached via advanced refrigeration, where it freezes almost instantly. The maker aggressively chops and mixes toppings into the thin liquid layer using metal spatulas before scraping the frozen sheet into tight, neat cylinders. It shifts the experience from a pre-made scoop to a theatrical, made-to-order visual performance. Dondurma. This remarkable Turkish specialty is famous for its thick, elastic texture and its resistance to melting. It achieves these unique properties through the addition of salep, a flower made from the roots of wild orchids, and mastic, a natural plant resin that provides a subtle chewiness. Because it can be stretched and kneaded like dough, vendors in Istanbul traditionally use long rods to pull and flip the mixture in elaborate street performances. It matters as a living piece of culinary history that showcases how regional ingredients solved the problem of heat before modern freezers existed. Mochi ice cream. This Japanese-American fusion treat wraps small, bite-sized spheres of frozen dairy inside a delicate layer of sweet, chewy, pounded rice dough. Invented in California during the 1990s, it completely reimagined how the dessert could be consumed by eliminating the need for spoons or bowls entirely. The starchy dough acts as a clean barrier, allowing people to pick up the cold treat with their fingers without it melting instantly on their hands. It has become a global favorite for its contrast between a soft, chewy exterior and a firm, cold center. Kulfi. Often described as the traditional ice cream of the Indian subcontinent, this dense dessert dates back to the 16th century Mughal Empire. Unlike Western styles that rely on rapid churning to introduce air, this version is made by slowly simmering milk for hours until it reduces to half its volume and caramelizes naturally. The thick, unchurned liquid is then poured into cone-shaped molds and packed into ice and salt for a slow freeze. The final product is a solid, slow-melting treat with a distinct cooked milk flavor that is traditionally scented with cardamom, saffron, and pistachio.